Welcome to Archo Chronicle. In a few moments, we'll unpack today's most consequential developments in U.S. and global politics with evidence-based analysis and clear sourcing. Subscribe for balanced policy insights. Today, we have recent and archived work by Cassandra Vinograd for the New York Times, reporting from Kyiv. Ukraine's top negotiator resigns, but peace talks carry on. Ukrainian officials were in Florida on Sunday for meetings with senior members of the Trump administration, which has been pressing Kyiv to agree to a proposal to end the war with Russia. Missing from the Ukrainian group was Andriy Yermak, President Volodymyr Zelensky's right-hand man and chief of staff, who resigned on Friday amid a corruption investigation. Mr. Yermak had served as lead negotiator in recent talks with American officials. Ukrainian officials have insisted that the dynamics of the discussions due to take place on Sunday would not fundamentally change, even though Mr. Yermak had played a central role. The American negotiators planning to attend the talks include Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Steve Witkoff, a special envoy for President Trump, and Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and a businessman who does some international diplomacy for Mr. Trump. In Mr. Yermak's absence, Mr. Zelensky has emphasized that the work of his office for the negotiations is continuing apace. He said that he had sent a Ukrainian delegation led by Rustem Umerov, the head of the National Security and Defense Council, to the United States for talks to hammer out the details that came out of earlier negotiations in Geneva. The American side is demonstrating a constructive approach, and in the coming days, it is feasible to flesh out the steps to determine how to bring the war to a dignified end, Mr. Zelensky said on Saturday in his nightly address. The Ukrainian delegation has the necessary directives, and I expect the guys to work in accordance with clear Ukrainian priorities. Last week, Mr. Yermak negotiated to soften a draft proposal to end the war from the Trump administration, whose 28 points largely reflected Russian demands. These included withdrawing from territory in eastern Ukraine, foregoing NATO membership, and ruling out a post-war Western peacekeeping force for Ukraine. The proposal included a promise of security guarantees to prevent another Russian invasion that would be enforced in part by the United States, but without detailing the level of commitment to Ukraine's defense. With Ukraine facing pressure on the battlefield and from the White House, the continued involvement of Mr. Yermak, whose home was raided by investigators on Friday, was seen by some Ukrainians as a potential distraction in negotiations. His departure helped ease worries in Ukraine that Russia or the United States might use the $100 million embezzlement scandal as leverage to push Kyiv to make painful concessions in talks. It was recent and archived work by Cassandra Vinograd for the New York Times, reported from Kyiv. You value clarity and objectivity. Please subscribe and enable notifications. Share topics you'd like us to cover in the comments, and join the discussion respectfully. Thank you for watching Archo Chronicle, neutral, evidence-based analysis of U.S. and world politics. See you in the next episode.